Hi, welcome to day 31 of Getting to Know Yourself, Das Atzmacha. We ended yesterday discussing that we are uncovering our capability for inner thought. This picture here says you can think whatever you want to think about, and there lies your freedom and greatest power. And that's the truth, because what we're going to understand is how to develop original thought, and not just thought which everybody else is thinking about it and everyone else sees this as truth, so this must be the truth. But when we begin to go inward and expose the real I, then what you're going to do is have a revelation of the true self within. And when you have a revelation of your true self within, what's going to happen is this original thinking, because new thoughts are going to come, and I can't tell you what they are because they're going to be unique to you, but I see it happening in my own life when I do this. And they're going to be true thoughts because they're coming from your true self. And they're going to blow your mind away in a way like, whoa, that was so smart. How come I never thought of that before? But really, it's coming from this stream of consciousness of connection to Hashem. So it's infinite possibilities to the thoughts that can come, since Hashem is infinite. But in order for a person to reveal her true self, she must believe in her individuality. In the words of Chazal, this is described as the world was created for me. Bishvili nivra ha'olam. That is to say, there is a unique world existing inside of me. I have unique inner qualities. If one does not uncover her uniqueness, whether of her nature or of her ideas, she'll be unable to find herself, because there is no self. There's like a flock of 1,000 identical sheep. When a person believes in her uniqueness and contemplates things, she will reach an original point of view. Certainly, Reb Schwartz says, there are people who are more inclined to this kind of thinking, and there are others who are less so. If one already has this tendency, the work is easier. But even a person without the tendency must learn to contemplate and be original in thought. Okay, so remember the idea for Purim when I said, okay, think about how you would want to represent your soul and dress up like that on Purim. That's coming up with an original thought. Happens to be we dressed up as bakers. Now, does my soul want to be a baker? No. But deep down in my unconscious mind, there is a desire to be a good baker, because I just am not a good baker. I'm not a bad baker, but I'm the good type of cook that never likes to follow recipes exact and just like throws my this in and that in, and at the end I say L'kavod Shabbos Kodesh, or Hashem, do your thing. I guess I've taken a little much to heart that the effort only takes us so far, and the results are in His hands. So I skim at the effort. Now, when it comes to baking, it's sort of like a science. So you can't skim. You can't, unless you're totally dependent on on a miracle for this. You just throw in flour, sugar, whatever, and say, "Okay, Hashem, do your thing." And listen, I do that a lot, and what happens is it doesn't taste as good as real baker's food, but it's edible. Anyway, the point is we dressed up as bakers, so somehow that idea that came to us deep down in there, we do want to have that gift. That's why we did it. But if we think about it, he said he used to go on Tisha B'Av and fast, and then he started thinking about, well, what's this whole Tisha B'Av about? And what do I really want to make it meaningful to me? And then he realized, oh, I'm going to go to the Kotel, and I'm going to cry over there. That's where the Beis Hamikdash used to stand, and I'm going to cry there. This is Reb Schwartz. And he said he was so surprised to see so many other people thought that way. Now, that original thought came from within him, but it also came from within each of those people when they sat to think, what does this mean to me? Or unless they just did it because their friends were doing it, I don't know. But the point is, other people can have the same original thought. I guess then it's not original for the masses, but it will be original on an individual level. And honestly, when these thoughts come to you and you never thought them before, they are original for you. And what he said is, what did he discover? He discovered also a personal way to mourn for it, and try to replace what was lost when he came up with that original thought of where to go on Tisha B'Av. Now, we should be doing that for Shabbos, for each day of our lives, but let's just begin with Shabbos. It comes every week. We're told that there's like this immense capacity for spirituality, that like flies down on Shabbos, and all we have to do is exist with Hashem on Shabbos, with God, with our Creator on Shabbos, and that's all He wants from us, just to be with Him. And somehow there's exponential connection that we could receive there. So I don't know about you, but oftentimes my Shabbos doesn't feel like that. So we want to each go inward and see, what can I do to make my Shabbos feel like that? Or what can I do to make today feel like that? What can I do to make, what do I want to get from Pesach? Pesach is supposed to feel redemption. We're going out of Egypt again. Whatever constrictions inside of ourselves, we're escaping from those. We're burning all our chametz. We're burning all those things, those layers of thoughts, actions, feelings that were making us covering up our souls, making us feel dirty and heavy. And we're like breaking free our true self on Pesach. So what is that going to look like for each of us? And it takes sitting down and thinking about it. Well, okay. And sometimes it seems overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff to think about. Well, just think about one thing that you'd like to break free of. We don't have to think about 1,000 things we'd like to break free of. Just one, 2, 3 major things. And then what I always do is I write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, I want to break free of this. As I clean, I'm cleaning this out of myself. I remember one year I just cleaned Lashon Hara out of myself over and over and over again. And then I took a piece of paper when it was time for burning the chametz, and I said, Hashem, please burn this from me. And I put it in there. I'm telling you, after that, for like many months, when somebody would speak badly about another person, it would literally break me inside. I just cringed. So you start to notice that these things actually work because they're true. So anyway, let's get back to original thought. As a person becomes more inward, she will base her decisions primarily on originality and balance that with custom to some extent. Life must flow within, whether in feelings or in thoughts. One must uncover the originality, the uniqueness, not, God forbid, in order to oppose anyone or to be conceited, but to actualize and uncover the self. And we will continue this tomorrow because I think I probably overdid the 5 minutes. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.